Good morning. Welcome back to the homestead. So glad you could make it. I'm going to start off the morning with punching some holes and sinking some posts behind me. No, not more fancy. This will be the structural part of the up-and-coming cat house build. Yes, I said cat house. We're building a house for the cats. Going to give them lots of beds and that kind of stuff in there, and maybe a little more security. And try to lure them out of the garage. We'd like to use the garage for garage stuff and not have to worry about the cats. So we're going to give them their own little house to live in. That's the plan. I need to punch about 7 holes in the ground and sink some posts. And I think Brenda's going to be the one building most of this. So she tells me. We'll see. She could do it. I know she can. How hard can it be? Anyway, I got to mark out some spots on the ground and then I can start punching holes. All right, well, that'll be an 8 by 16 building. That should be big enough for the cats and for us to get in and out of and what have you. Anyway, need to go get a shovel, start sinking those poles in and standing them upright. Okay, that takes care of that. What you saw me doing with the shoveling, bringing dirt from the other post holes into this last post hole, The last post hole was real soggy wet, and you can't pack that. It won't pack. It just sloshes. So I was getting with leftover dirt from the other post holes, which was perfect consistency for packing, and dumping it in the hole and packing it with that. Best I could do with what I've got. So anyway, those are up. Pretty good in line, considering I didn't use string line or anything. But they look pretty good. I think they'll work just fine. Let them sit for a couple of days, and then so you can start building. So there you go. I'm going to take care of some stuff in the beach house, things that we need to help button things up. One thing I did already off camera was to put the routers up high on the shelf above the door, one facing the RV and one facing back toward the other part of the property. There are some things that need to be done here. One, I need to hang the TV in the corner. So I've got the brackets and screws that I need to do that with. Alrighty. Next, behind me there, we've got 3 heavenly bamboo, or nandinas, that we picked up at the nursery. We want to put them in front of our retaining wall. Already got them set in the place where they need to be. I just need to punch them. Sorry, distracted by the cat. Already got them where they need to be. Just need to punch the holes and put them in the ground. And throw a little water on them. I think I need a bigger hole. Well, I'm hoping that little plant's going to be okay because it's infested with ants. Those little black digging ants. I put some Ortho 7 on it. Hopefully that'll kill the ants. I'm going to leave it alone right now and plant the other one. Hopefully it doesn't have a bunch of ants in it. And let the Ortho 7 do its job. Ortho 7 is good for ants, especially around plants and gardens and that kind of stuff. It won't poison the fruit or any of that kind of stuff. But now I've got the EBGBs. I feel like there's ants crawling all over me, because there probably is. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. know, my folks had, at their house, they had Nandina. My dad always called them Nandina. We'd always heard them referred to as heavenly bamboo. They're a neat plant. They're kind of bushy. They don't get too tall, too wide. We like them, and so we thought we'd put them here. These, however, we realized after we got them home, they're dwarf Nandina. So I'm not sure how big they're going to get. Probably not too awfully big, but that's okay. Big, small, whatever God wants it to be, we're good with it. All right, continuing on with my day, I'm going to put the cross beams on the rafters in my shop. Something I never got around to. We were cleaning the shop the other day and realized that all the cross beams were still in there on the floor, and I'd never put them on the top. It ties the two walls together and the rafters, making a triangle like an A, which makes it much more steady and sturdy. Keeps the walls from starting to spread, that kind of thing. So Brenda's going to help me, and we're going to just put those beams up. It also gives me a little room for overhead storage that way too. So as soon as she gets out here, we'll get on it. Every other. So one goes here. All of those standing up, except for those two. Oh, there's three of the short ones. I'm going to put a short one in the middle. Okay, we moved the camera so you could see better, and then forgot to start the camera. Happens all the time. What can I say?
Okay, breached through. Well, I'm done mowing. I just wanted to do that front part. I left a little cluster of flowers in that circle. I was going to leave two, but the other one was kind of sparse, and it had some pretty white flowers in it and stuff, and yellow flowers, pink flowers, but it was sparse, and it kind of looked silly when I did it. But I left the other one, and the flowers can keep growing right there. I don't care. But I did breach through, so you can cut through from Lee's shop to his truck without having to go clear around, because that's what was happening. That grass, you know, is super long. And anyway, I had to make a little circle thing. So there's a breach to his shop, but there's also a little circle thing. Can't really see it from a distance.
Well, alrighty then. Odds and ends and things we did. Had a good day. Really kind of nice weather right now. But that's all there is for today. God bless you. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on the Homestead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends, leave us a comment. We'll see you later. Bye now.